So you find yourself here at your wit's end. Your shots aren't registering, your ping is through the roof, and you feel like you should have won that last gunfight. Here's why you're probably right and what you can do to change the issues that you're having. So like many things in life, when you have a problem, you have to figure out what is the source of the problem. Okay, so we're having issues with hitting our targets. We're dying in the middle of gunfights that we felt like we should have been winning. What are we noticing when this is happening? Okay, is it related to your aim? Are you shooting your target and you're not paying attention to where your crosshair is and it's not lining up with the opponent? Maybe your sensitivity is a little bit haywire, or is it your ping, which is located on the upper right hand corner of your screen, which gives you a millisecond value? Maybe that is jumping up to values of 100 plus during this time. Before I get into the third, I'm going to talk about the first two. So let's talk about aim. If it's aim related, going through training mode and sitting there and adjusting your sensitivity and really messing with it to make sure that it's reflecting what you're trying to do, whether you're trying to flick or whether you're trying to trace. Flicking is when you make a quick movement to the left or to the right to quickly get to a target. Tracing is when you drag your thumb or index or whatever finger you use to be able to sit there and track your opponent. Spending a little bit of time each day, I spend roughly 60 minutes, which is 3 aim training sessions, to go over and make sure that I feel comfortable with my aim. I do any sort of sensitivity adjustments based on how I'm feeling, because people change. Now, Wi-Fi is where we get into a whole different realm, different territory altogether. So the first thing that I would do if I were trying to rule out Wi-Fi as one of my issues is I would do a speed test. I'm going to include a good one right now and an example of a bad one. So you'll see here, this is an example of a pretty good speed test. The download speed goes up to right around 400, 370, 372, 367. So it's somewhere in that range. That's really good download speed. Uploads right around 35, 36. So that's actually awesome for gaming. There are a lot better out there, but it's really good on what you're going to find on average. 33.4 upload speed, and then the download is 368.5. So that's pretty good. Here, however, you will notice a massive ping of 143, a download speed of 3.6 megabytes per second, and an upload of 0.63. So the latency on the other test was 23 milliseconds, and it was connected to the New York server. This is an Alaskan provider, and they are having a real hard time here. So maybe you find yourself somewhere in between, or maybe you find yourself with a really good internet service and you're still having a hard time. So this is where I would recommend using an Ethernet cable. So what you would do is you would take an Ethernet cable, you would plug it into the back of your router, and you would get it direct from the router. Okay, so what you're doing is you're bypassing the signal and you're going direct in. In order to be able to do this, however, you would have to buy an adapter. They make adapters for every type of phone right now. So basically, if you have a Type-C, you would go from an Ethernet to a Type-C. You would plug into the back of your router and you would connect the two together, and essentially make an additional video on this on how to do that precisely. I'm going to be doing this myself because I find myself with the high internet, but still a lot of discrepancy in terms of ping spikes. So you find yourself at the end of the road. You've done all the before mentioned things. You're still having issues. So there only leaves one real cause. It's your device. For a long time I played with a really low-end device, and I noticed it in my gameplay. Now, if you're having issues, it could be attributed to the fact that you're not using a device capable of playing the game. Right now, the devices that come to mind for me are the iPhone 14 Pro Max, 13 Pro Max, 11. Apple is better than Android in terms of interpreting this game. The gaming phones such as the ROG, the Red Magic, iPad, those are a few additional ones. If you're playing this on a low-end Android device, you are going to feel it. So hopefully you're able to find some of this information helpful today. I made it a little more simple in design just so that people are really sitting here and absorbing the information that I'm giving out. If you could do me a solid and hit that sub button real quick, I would really appreciate it. I'm going to be doing a video on how to connect Ethernet to router directly to phone with the adapter. That'll be coming up soon. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if any of this was helpful to you, and thank you for checking out the video.